Oh my God, if I had one of those now, I would get it covered for sure. Wow, I seriously thought I loved that thing that much that I would want it on my body forever. Why would I have wanted that? I don't know what I was thinking. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For this video, I have been inspired because the last video I did, or like 2 videos ago, a very recent video, I'm not 100% sure which one it was. It was a video where I was talking a lot about how TikTok can be bad because it is very influential to like younger people who are thinking that like it's a great idea to just do a tattoo at home or do a piercing at home or like split my tongue at home. And the fact that they're not really thinking about like the fact that, especially with a tattoo, it's going to be there for the rest of your life, and at 14 you're generally just covering yourself in a bunch of bullshit. I know that if I'd have had something like that when I was 14, I would have had the most bullshit on me. Just from like the shit I used to draw on myself in class, like that would be what I would have put on my body had there been like a permanent means of doing it. I mean, I definitely know people who did it with literally just like a needle and pen ink. Not advising you to do this, definitely very dangerous. Granted, a lot of the time they were very small, whereas now because of the accessibility to like Amazon and how easy it is to just get like a tattooing kit on there, people are just going for it. And I mean, whatever. As I've said a million times before, you can do whatever you want with your body. But what I'm trying to get across in these videos is that get it done professionally, and it is best to wait until you know you really fucking want that. So from that, I was very inspired by you guys because a lot of you wrote in the comments about like tattoos that you got at 18 that you were like, what the fuck was I thinking? I hate it now. Heaps of people were saying that, and I know so many people who have done that. So many of my friends and people that I've worked with are very heavily covered in tattoos, and yes, hello. Yeah. What do you want? What do you want? There are a lot of people with regret in their blood, which is fine. That's just a part of growing up. It's a part of learning who we are and what we should and shouldn't do. But I thought it would be an entertaining video for you to see the absolute shit that I thought was a good idea at 16. So the tattoos that I had like lined up at 16, I was gonna get all these different tattoos that literally I did not get one of them, thank God. But I know a lot of people who like went out straight away at 18 and got tattooed or got heavily tattooed, and they've got a lot of regret on their body, which for some people it's just like, yep, that was a time in my life that I can look at and be like, okay, I did that, whatever. But some people, it is genuinely like a painful and hurtful subject because they hate it. They hate like their body now because that is on there. And that's something that I would like to shine light onto, because that really sucks, and I really don't want people to have to go through that if like you can avoid it. I would just like to say that if you love some of these ideas or if you have some of these tattoos, don't be offended. This has nothing to do with me hating your tattoos or hating like the style of tattoo you have. I just personally am not this person anymore, so I'm glad I don't have them, because it's something that like I thought I was interested in that I'm not interested in anymore. And that is just how it be sometimes. I highly doubt you have like the exact same tattoos, but you might have something similar. I just need you to know that it's nothing against you. Don't take offense to this. This is literally just me saying that I was like, I thought I was so passionate about these tattoos when I was 16. Now I'm like, wow, that isn't even something that I'm interested in anymore. That isn't even like a style of tattooing that I like anymore. And for some people, I totally understand that some people like to get tattoos over time to show where they were at in life and show like their journey through life and the things they were interested in. That's totally something people do and something people enjoy doing, and they like having all of that on their skin. But personally, I just like my tattoos to like portray something a little bit different. So don't be offended. So this isn't a video that I'm trying to like shame people's tattoos or shame your choices in like style or art or things that you like. That's not at all what I'm trying to do. For instance, so many of my friends will be like, I hate portrait tattoos. I would never get one of them. I think they're ugly. I think they're this. I think they're that. And I'm like, yeah, cool. I fucking love them. We're all going to agree to disagree here. So Let's do it. Okay, so one of the first tattoos I can think of that like I ever wanted was a Disney castle. Now I literally wanted like a Disney castle on my wrist, all pretty like bright colors. I also am pretty sure I wanted some like, what was like the Disney, it was like dreams come true or something. I fucking don't know. There's like some Disney saying thing. I don't know what it is. Dreams come true. I don't know. It's some like dreamland kind of like few words that is just like, oh, my dreams will come true. Something like that. To me now, I don't even watch anything Disney. I couldn't tell you the last time I watched something that was Disney. Like, I know there are Disney adults out there and fucking go off, love that shit all you want, but I am not one of them. And like, I couldn't even, like, I can't even like believe that I thought I loved Disney that much that I would want the Disney castle. But my reasoning for loving Disney so much was that it's like their childhood movies that I liked. Yeah, cool. I'm pretty sure we all liked Disney movies. So, okay, does that mean I really need to rep it for the rest of time? But apparently I thought I wanted to rep it forever. But then that passion for like, oh yeah, that would actually be sick, turned into like a full sleeve of like, not even necessarily Disney, but like, you know, like a castle with all pretty like colorful like clouds and like just really like whimsical, pretty fairy tale kind of like vibe on the arm. But I have seen some of those sleeves and they can look so sick. It's not like I even look at that idea as a bad idea. Like, I think that would be a sick sleeve, to be honest, but just probably not something that like I would like enough. Next week, go and get in a full castle whimsical sleeve. But I also think I more so wanted it in like more of like a scene looking style. So like have things like Hello Kitties and like Care Bears and My Little Ponies and all that sort of stuff. It just would have been a bunch of shit that doesn't fit together with a castle. It could have been cute, but like now I'm like, I'm glad I don't have these things on me because I literally don't know anything about Care Bears or My Little Ponies or Hello Kitty. So it's like, why would I have wanted that? I don't know what I was thinking. That is not me, so I don't know why I thought I wanted that. So going on from that with like the Disney inspired things, I just genuinely thought Disney was my personality, apparently. Just so much burning fucking passion for Disney. Why? I was like, you know what would be a really sick tattoo? Which I'm pretty sure I just would have seen it on Tumblr and I was like, yeah, I'll get that as well. I'll get one of those. That Simba like cave drawing thing. I'm not sure what it is. Or it's drawn with the like, that like fruit or something they draw it with. I don't know, but I was like, oh yeah, that'd be sick. Oh my God, if I had one of those now, I would get it covered for sure. I don't love The Lion King that much. No need to rep The Lion King that much because don't love it that much. Like, okay, I liked it when I was little, but now I probably haven't watched it for like 10 years. So then another Disney one, another thing I saw on Tumblr. I think I was just like so hooked on Tumblr and I was like, yeah, that's sick, that's sick, that's sick. And you'd see them on Tumblr and then think that was a really good idea. But then like not so much because it's literally just copying someone else's idea slash like copying probably a trillion other people's idea. Then like the Mickey ears, I'd seen it on Tumblr with like then a word again. What word would I have gotten? God knows. I just really think I was grasping for an identity and I was like, you know what? I like Disney. So like, maybe I just get like 50 Disney tattoos. I would have had so many Disney tattoos and I look at it now and I'm like, I do not like Disney. I'm a fucking idiot. So yeah, would have been covered in Disney. Like I definitely had a personality, but it's like I was in high school. So like, I didn't know the things that I really loved and was really passionate about because like I hadn't lived enough to know the things that I really loved was really grasping there. Like Disney makes me happy. Yes, it makes everyone happy, but that doesn't mean I have to put fucking tattoos of it on my body. I know there's so many people with Disney tattoos and people fucking love that shit, but just personally, I don't love it enough to have it on my body. But some people do. Like, if you're a Disney adult, you fucking love that shit. You're gonna own that shit. You probably are gonna cover yourself in them. So like, whatever, do that. But it's not my personality, so I cannot like rep that at all. So this is definitely another embarrassing one. So like, you may not know who this is if you're not Australian. When I was 16, I was obsessed with a band called the Amity Affliction. They're an Australian metalcore band, and like so obsessed. I wanted the lyrics that said, "I am so lost amongst a sea of desperation," just because I was like, everyone's a fucking loser. I was just like so, I guess, cocky, and I was just like, everyone is just like a fucking loser. No one has originality. They're just trying to fit in with everyone and like get accepted by people. Like, why do that? Go against the grain, be different to the norm. Like, I was just so unique, you know? And Tumblr got me there. I just thought it was so original, and I just wanted to stick it to the people with my script tattoo saying, "I'm so lost amongst all these people who are so desperate." I definitely still like what those lyrics stand for, but I don't think I need to have them plastered on my skin. And also the fact that they're like an Australian metalcore band, don't really want those lyrics on me. Sorry Kaz, I know you have Amity lyrics across, got the name across the chest. This is a tattoo that I nearly got, and actually I was not 16, I was more like 20 here. I was in London and I booked in for this tattoo. It had been drawn up and everything. There was some reason that I couldn't actually get to the studio. I was meant to have enough time to get there. I was like on a Kentucky, and somehow it all got stuffed up and I couldn't actually physically get to the tattoo appointment. I felt so bad, and I am so sorry to that tattoo artist. It was so out of my control actually getting there. Still feel terrible about that. Feel so awful because the tattoo artist drew it up and it looked amazing. I think it's more so the like positioning is like big glad I didn't. So basically this was a back of the thigh script tattoos. The tattoo was 2 pieces. So on one side it was to be a rock and the other side was and not to roll. So Stairway to Heaven lyrics. Huge rock and huge roll, and then like to be a and not to were like smaller. It was beautiful. It looked amazing because he sent me the drawing and I was like, this is fucking sick. It just like the logistics of it would have been hell. Had to literally fly home the next day. That would have sucked to sit on for like over 24 hours. And also another reason is I've come to a point now where I don't want to put anything on my legs. Just personally, I love like my bare legs. I love that I have such like long, slim legs, and I just didn't want to put any tattoos on them because I think it will take away from like the length of them. I don't know, I like the look of just having nothing on my legs because I just think my legs are a very prominent feature that just need to be on their own. That's just how I feel about my own legs. Some people love covering their legs, but I just really don't want to. It's kind of like as I grew, I got to know myself and my body a lot more, as you do as you grow older, and you learn what features you really love about yourself. And that was one that I'm like, yeah, damn, I got good legs. So like, I actually don't want to hide any part of the leg at all, like just expose the whole thing. Not that tattoos hide it. I just thought like it could, illusion wise, maybe make them look shorter or like something. It's not like I don't like leg tattoos. I think they look sick, but I'm just never gonna get them. They wouldn't have that same look to me now if I had put those back of thigh tattoos. And I guess it was another thing that like I'd seen so many back of thigh tattoos on Tumblr and I was like, oh, they're so sick. Like I'm definitely gonna get some of them. To be honest, I wanted them from high school. So from like 16 or 15. I remember those being like one of the first like big tattoos that I was like, yeah, I would totally get that. I always wanted the back of thigh tattoos, but that tattoo artist may have gone on to actually tattoo that on someone. I'm not 100% sure because he did draw it up for me, but someone may have that tattoo now. So if you do, you can thank your girl for fucking up the logistics of that. He may have done that tattoo on someone else because like, why waste it? It was beautiful. Loved it, but so glad I don't have it now. Going on from like lyrics, I was a big fan of lyrics and like words, sayings, that sort of thing. Like I just thought I was so fucking deep at 16. Like I just needed all these words on me. So I really wanted on my foot, which I just think it would not last. It would start to look really manky and yucky. I wanted under oath lyrics that said, "We walk alone." I'll try and find like a photo of where on the foot, but it's like right near the base of the foot, like along, like I'm walking, like it's on the walking bit of the foot. It's like, can you be any more obvious? Like it's not very, like I'm trying to be so deep, but it's not very deep because you're putting "we walk alone" on your foot. That is the walking part of the body. you're not deep, okay? Just calm down. I still like those lyrics. I think I just needed to calm down about the fact that it was like, oh my God, I love all these bands and I love music and I just want to be shown as this girl who loves music and just loves to show the world all the deep, like meaningful lyrics that she loves. That was apparently my whole identity at that point, because then another one I fucking loved. I loved the inner bicep lyrics, like, or just like the words and script there. So beautiful. I remember seeing Frances Bean Cobain, like on Tumblr, of course. She had this shoot where she had the dark hair and the like piercing blue eyes, and I think she was smoking a cigarette. She just looked so grunge, and I was just like, oh, she looks so cool. And she had like some lyrics in her inner bicep, and I was like, oh, that is just so dainty and beautiful and just like pretty and like nice. I was so obsessed with Pink Floyd. Still love Pink Floyd though. Like, don't get me wrong, I still love the bands that I like wanted the lyrics of, but it was just more, well, I don't still love Amity. I love like a few albums from Amity, but I wanted Pink Floyd lyrics, and like the most cliche and most basic Pink Floyd lyrics of all time. Bet you can guess what they were. Wish You Were Here. So like the song title, but like obviously that's lyrics in the song as well, but I just wanted Wish You Were Here. Who am I talking to? Putting Wish You Were Here here. But I do still love Pink Floyd. I do have a Pink Floyd tattoo, but it is the Pulse album cover. So it's more the art. As I developed and matured, I realized that it's like, there's other ways to portray like a band or portray music that you love other than through just straight up covering yourself in 100,000 lyrics, because I would have been covered in lyrics. After I didn't get any of those lyrics at like 18, 19, 20, I was like, oh, I'm never gonna get lyrics. Like, no. But then kind of the only meaningful tattoo I have is this one here. And I kind of went through some shit and the lyrics were like, fuck, these actually spoke to me in a like life-altering moment, basically. It wasn't like, oh, I'm 16 and I've experienced fucking nothing. But if you're 16, you've experienced shit, and at 18, you're like, those lyrics still mean so much to me, and that is a moment in my life that I like will never forget, then sure, get some fucking lyrics. But I am just so like, what? Like the ones that I wanted, seriously guys? Also, in addition to words, I wanted some more. I was obsessed. I think they must have been a huge thing on Tumblr. I'd definitely seen this on Tumblr, so this was straight up copying it. On the back of my ankles, rock, and on the other one, roll. So I was just like, I'm just always gonna be like such a like rock chick. I was super into like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Black Sabbath, and I was just like, I was not meant for this era, you know? That was such a thing on Tumblr too, where it was like, I was born in the wrong era. That was me. I was like, I was meant to be born in the 70s for sure. Like, what am I doing here? I'm just like a rock and roll girl at heart. And now I'm like, oh, don't want rock and roll on me at all. The way people would view it would just be so wrong, because I feel like if you saw rock and roll on the back of my ankles, you probably think I'm into like AC/DC, and I don't want that. Like bogan rock. I just, no, no, please God, no. And then of course, as every, like I feel like alternative Tumblr girl front of thigh pieces, I don't think I ever came up with an idea of what it was I wanted, because as you could see, I feel like I wasn't very creative. I was just like, oh, that's a cool lyric. We'll just plonk some lyrics on me. That was my means of expressing myself, was through like lyrics. I didn't have these creative ideas of like imagery that I loved. To be honest, if I'd have got something at 18, it probably would have just been like, oh, let's just get a big old Disney tattoo with the like border. Everyone had the thigh tattoos with the border. I'm glad I didn't get thigh tattoos, obviously because I don't want anything on my legs, but also because my ideas just would have been awful. They would have been terrible. To be honest, I think a lot of these ideas came from like Tumblr, obviously, but I was also so obsessed with LA Ink. Like all I watched was LA Ink like all the time, and I would sit there and go, okay, yeah. Take tips from the fucking terrible ideas the people had on those shows were ridiculous. Like, like the artists were great, but you know how they'd get on there and they'd have to tell their life story about like the tattoo that they're getting, and it's like it doesn't have to be that deep. And I think that's something that like has changed a lot over the years, is that tattoos don't need to be deep. Like you don't have to have this big backstory that explains your life story like they do on LA Ink. But yeah, LA Ink was just like everything. So I'd just watch and be like, oh, okay, so like to get this tattoo, I've got to have like, come up with an idea. I'm like, why do I want this tattoo? What's the meaning behind it? You don't need meaning. And then one that really, really stuck around for a while, and I was pretty close to getting this. Like this would have been probably at about 18. I really wanted a space sleeve, and space sleeves can still look sick, but like some of them can look kind of shit though as well. Can you ever really get sick of space? Do you know what I mean? Like, can you? Because it is like so infinite. I think with the space sleeve, I was more so terrified of getting a sleeve. I was still really scared to do it and still really like, oh, like will it like fuck up my career aspirations, etc, etc. A sleeve now, very easy to cover, and like no one really cares. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it gave you some insight into the ridiculous things that I thought were the best ideas in the world. Let me know down below if you have any of these, or if you're like, I'm gonna get one of those. Because honestly, that's sick. I love that. Do it. Don't let anything I've said sway your opinion on it. I just wanted to show you some of the things that I know now that I absolutely would hate it, or I don't have any interest in that thing anymore, so why did I even want it? Or I didn't really have that strong of a like interest in it to begin with, and I just thought, yep, like let's just think of ideas, think of them now. Okay, yep, I'll get that. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a like, and I'll be back very soon. Bye!